Hello there, welcome to Disney Dreamlight Valley Reddit review. Let's see what's been going on this week. If you're enjoying Disney Dreamlight Valley, subscribe to the channel, there is way more to come, and join us for the spiral later today, working on the new Dream Snap. It's usually lots of fun, so would love to see you there. 12:30 Eastern, but for now, let's see what the community been talking about lately. I'm not crying, you're crying. Okay, I feel like I've seen this image already 3 times before. Maybe it's always a different image. But when you take 2 of the cutest characters in the game and make them sit together on one bench, and even like leaning towards each other, that's kind of cute. And every time that there's an image like this, it gets to the top of the weekly Reddits, which is incredible. I think this makes me feel like the best thing about Disney Dreamlight Valley, and the thing that people love the most about the game, is just how good are the characters, how cute are the interactions, and just seeing 2 of your favorite characters being cute together, that's literally better than getting free moonstones. We really need more princes. I mean, Prince Eric is enough for me, but if you guys want more princes, sure, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, we definitely get... We have a lot of options. I don't know why wouldn't they introduce them, but I guess usually I feel like in most of these stories, the prince is almost like a secondary character, because none of the stories are named after the male character, after the prince. They're named after princes, like Mulan, Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. All of them are literally the princesses. And Prince is basically like a supporting character, but I guess in Tiana's case, it's Princess and a Frog, so Frog has been named in the name of the tale, so they should bring Prince Naveen next. Also, from what I remember, I feel like none of these princes actually had any major role in their respective movies, except Naveen. I feel like Naveen was as main of a character as Tiana was, so Naveen definitely deserves to be in the game. So does Shang. I think Shang was also on par with Mulan in terms of being a popular character. Is this Sleeping Beauty? I don't remember this guy. I haven't watched the movie in a while. But yeah, if any princes deserve to be in the game first, definitely going to be Naveen and Shang. She's in town all of 5 minutes. Yes, that's exactly what happened to me. In my case, Eric was literally waiting for her near the teleporter. When she got into my valley for the first time, Eric was there, and he was already trying to charm her, and it worked. Now they're dining together. How would you look at that? Eric, never change. PSA, the Nintendo Switch version of the game is not being sabotaged. The console itself is incredibly weak, and compromises need to be made for it to be able to run. Wait, are there people who are saying that the Switch version is being sabotaged? I've never seen that before. This comes up every single update, so I just want to pop in a reminder again for anyone genuinely asking and not just looking for echo chamber to vent in. Yes, the Switch version of Disney Dreamlight Valley has performance issues, frame drops, crashes, item limits, downgraded textures. I keep seeing images of plates and wallpaper circulating looking like a GameCube tech demo. None of that is imaginary, and it's not altogether unreasonable to be frustrated by it. Everyone wants a stable game, but it's also important to be honest about why this is happening. The Nintendo Switch is, at its core, a slightly juiced-up tablet running on 2015-2016 mobile hardware, which is fair, very fair. Most of the modern phones are actually more powerful than Nintendo Switch. It was already underpowered when it launched in 2017, and now in 2025 playing an always online, constantly expanding live sim with hundreds of furniture items, fully customizable environments. I think the fully customizable environments part is the biggest part, because it might seem, if you compare the game, for example, to Hogwarts Legacy or Cyberpunk or some other games that you could argue have much more expansive worlds and have much better graphics, and they potentially still run better on Switch. But the problem is, when it comes to customizable environments, that's where things become crazy. It's very easy to make a world that you can optimize to to the finest degree. They literally bake in shadows. That's literally what those games do. They don't render the shadows of the environment because the environment doesn't change. They can literally pre-bake all the lighting passes. They can pre-bake the shadows. They can pre-bake the reflections. They can literally just make it run on a potato. Well, figuratively speaking. But when we come into Disney Dreamlight Valley, why this game that maybe doesn't have the best graphics in the world, but why does it seem like it's so power hungry and doesn't run as good on weaker devices is exactly because of customizable environments. We have control to place any item in the game. There is so many highly complex items that have their own shadows, have their own reflections, and it's impossible to pre-bake or pre-calculate anything because we build our own environments and it changes all the time. That's what makes Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's why we have item limit. That's why it's potentially the textures are so bad on Switch, because that's the only way the game can run smoothly. Now, granted, there's probably ways they can optimize it better. I still feel like there's a way to optimize it, but I completely agree. The customizability of environment of Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's what's causing all these issues. Dozens of animated NPCs with their own individual AI. To be fair, that AI can be pretty dumb. No offense. Dynamic terrain and lighting that's different for every save file. Yes, exactly. And frequent live updates and DLC that keeps adding more on top. Also true. That's an extremely demanding workload for a very small CPU, GPU, and limited RAM. Especially on Switch Lite. Honestly, I'm surprised the game even runs on Switch Lite. When people say, just fix the textures, or remove the item limits, what they're really asking without really realizing is for the game to magically gain more memory and processing power. If Gameloft didn't aggressively downscale textures and cap item counts, performance would actually get worse with every update as the game grows larger and larger, which is true. I feel like most people are asking for the item limits increase for more powerful consoles. I feel like on PC, on PS5, on Xbox S, it's totally reasonable to have more items. Or at the very least, even on Switch. It all depends. It depends on a lot of things. I feel like there should be an option to experimentally increase item limit for some people with like very visible warning that if you enable this, you can get extra 1,000 items, but you might experience these issues. If you experience lagging, crashing, all that stuff, then please disable this option. A lot of games do stuff like this, basically telling that you're doing this on your own risk. And I wouldn't mind if Disney Dreamlight Valley did something like this. Okay, I'm gonna skip most of this post because now we're talking about Zelda. Still an unpopular take, but the hardware is irrelevant. The game should just work. Wait, people really say that? Isn't how game development actually functions. A little technical perspective goes a long way. First of all, I am so surprised. This was posted literally less than 24 hours ago. It already has 800 upvotes, which is very nice to see that a logical post that could be considered a hot take is actually gaining popularity. Thankfully, I haven't seen a lot of posts like this. I feel like if people do complain, they don't usually expect it to run better. It's just like I haven't seen posts just literally demanding higher quality textures with no trade-offs. Usually, people seem to be pretty understanding, but I'm sure there are a lot of posts like this, and I completely agree with this post. I don't think Gameloft would on purpose make Switch players' life miserable. I feel like, I don't know if it's majority, but at the very least, 25%, a quarter of players at the very least that play this game are Switch players. So Gameloft is highly motivated to make sure that the Switch version works as well as it can. And I really hope they release Switch 2 versions soon, because a lot of people are transferring to Switch 2. And even though the game does run better, it still uses the same techniques that the Switch version was using, like lowering textures to basically make it run smoothly. I think Switch 2 can actually handle better textures, can handle better loading speeds. So I cannot wait for Switch 2 version, and hopefully much more happier Switch players. We got a vent. I don't want multiplayer. Okay. I wish I could turn it off. I just want my valley and realms and Disney characters. There should be a way to turn it off. Remove the option. I have my teleporter in the far back corner of my valley. A way to opt out would be amazing. I see a post like this every once in a while, and I completely agree. Right now, we also got a new item in the menu, which is Dream Teams, and I've seen a lot of people saying that scrolling through it, sometimes it just you just get engaged into it, and it doesn't let you scroll through the menu smoothly. It takes like a couple seconds to load it in, so it slows you down when you scroll through the menu. And I agree. And also, teleporter, if you're never going to use it, why force people place it in the valley? It doesn't make any sense. I feel like there should be a toggle in the settings where you're like, disable multiplayer in my game, and then it just basically takes out the teleporter from your game, and it takes out the Dream Teams tab, and I mean, I don't know if Dream Snaps is part of the multiplayer. Basically, if somebody decides at a future point that they want to play some multiplayer, then they could just enable it and get their teleporter back. But yeah, it should be pretty easy to implement, and it seems like a lot of people are asking for it. Oswald in the Gulch. Okay, that actually is extremely logical. Oswald is black and white. Gulch is black and white. Also, black and red go well together, so black, white, and red. Beautiful. That is a great idea. I would seriously consider moving my Oswald to the Gulch as soon as I get bored of Oswald in my plaza. Really good idea. Cinderella's Castle. Oh my, cozy with ghee. These colors are incredible. The white trees behind the white castle. The way you combine the walls with the castle itself is just genius. Wow, that's some good stuff. And the water, like everything is blue and white and gray. And this floor looks so good for like a courtyard in front of a castle. Very impressive. Well done, Guy. Haven't seen your build in a while. Glad to see you're back to making awesome creations. Hope to see more very soon. This is just ridiculous. Oh my god, another vent. We're getting a lot of vents today. Let's see. I've been waiting for the deluxe beverage cabinet furniture since I got Eternity Isle, and I still haven't gotten it. At this point, it's honestly absurd waiting over a year and a half for a single furniture item. It's the only thing I'm missing to 100% Eternity Isle, which makes it even more frustrating. I check my shop every single day and nothing. Gameloft really needs to do something about this because we shouldn't have to wait long for one specific furniture piece. Okay, for some reason, was there even Eternity Isle exclusive items in Scrooge Shop? For some reason, I thought that we could get all of these items from a regular Scrooge Shop. Because I feel like they only started doing DLC exclusive Scrooge items in Storybook Vale, but I could be wrong. I think I got mine from a regular Scrooge Shop, not... I mean, no, definitely 100% there was no exclusive, because back when we had Eternity Isle, both shops had the same content. So, wait, did they actually make some of the objects Eternity Isle exclusive after they separated the shops? Because I wasn't aware of this. My suggestion, let us request one furniture item per week. For example, if I request a deluxe beverage cabinet, it would be guaranteed to appear in my shop the following week. Or alternatively, make the shop rotation so the only items we don't own can appear. Okay, actually, I've never seen this idea, to request one item per week. I feel like making sure that shop rotation only has items we don't own, that's a little bit too OP. But the first one, I really like this. If there is a specific item that you really want, you could request it and then get it next week. This way, you still have to wait for it. It's still not super OP, but it can actually allow you to get some of the best items without having to wait for ages. And then the items you don't care about so much, those you can gamble for and just keep checking Scrooge every day. I like this. This is actually... I feel like this would be a perfect solution. You literally talk to Scrooge once a week and make a request for the next week which item he should have in stock. Genius! Casita deserves an upgrade. Which the multi-room house for Alice, Snow White, Cinderella? I think it's time they redid Casita to match the magnificence in it. It is. It's the biggest house in the game. Let it be on the inside too. Well, it's not the biggest anymore. I guess you could say it's the biggest character house. I think that one still stands. But yeah, I agree. When I saw Casita inside, I was like, definitely, once we do Mirabelle Quest, it's gonna expand, right? Wrong. For some reason, it's so small and simple inside. I thought maybe they were gonna bring more Madrigals, and then they're gonna expand Casita. Maybe that's what they're planning. Maybe we're gonna get Bruno at some point soon, and it will expand the Casita. I really hope so. To be fair, Cinderella could probably she has enough space in her apartment for half of the valley to live there, and Mirabelle has to live in a tiny room with a cot. That's not fair. I saw Belle and Beast dancing in my meadow today. It was wonderful. When they finished, they went separate directions like they didn't know each other, and Beast asked me if I knew where Belle was. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know that they dance now. I had no luck seeing that yet. I'm guessing that if you probably place their castle and then you teleport to it, like how does this happen? Do they actually get drawn to each other, or it has to literally happen for them to randomly be close to each other and then they're gonna trigger that animation? So it's like a dialogue animation, but instead of dialogue they do the dance. I don't know, but I hope I'll see it naturally happen one day in my valley. It finally has a home. Oh, Vanellope in the Gulch. Wait, did you put it in a cave? Is that inside the cave? Listed as spoilers, some may be taking their time unlocking all of the latest DLC, but I'm so excited that I can tuck Vanellope away like this. She looks so good. Plus, I put the candy house over by the honey falls. It fits in the cave. Yes, as soon as I saw someone post we can decorate in caves, I knew what I had to do. We can decorate in caves? Okay, we're testing this out. For real, though. In this cave, I can place Vanellope's house. Okay, first of all, we can decorate in caves. Second of all, I think this is not the cave that was in the post because it doesn't fit here. I think there's another cave in here, right? It's this cave, isn't it? On the top. Oh my god, it is. Look how big this is. Oh, we can put Vanellope in the cave. We can put houses in caves. There's no height limit. You can put trees in there. You can put anything you want. Genius! Okay, so Wishblossom range. Just got an extra point. Alright guys, I think on this note, this is perfect, insane discovery to end the video on. Thank you so much for watching. Huge thanks to our amazing supporters. And let me know in the comments, since you learned this, what are you gonna do with the caves in Wishblossom range? You can make a hidden potion room. It's so cool, just the concept of having caves that we can decorate in. And we have caves. I think there's cave in... Is there a cave in Wishblossom? I don't think so. Right? I think there's only 2 caves in the Gulch. But you can make anything in there. Hidden storage room, hidden lab, hidden Vanellope. Alright, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more DISNEY Dreamlight Valley. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Oh, nice day we're having, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. Woohoo!
Amazing. Gotta tell you, it is really beautiful here. Hey, nice to see you.
Oh, hello.
Are you seeing this?
Oh.